Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Neki Soriano, and this is our class in community medicine. And our task for this day is to discuss the social determinants of health. So for our session for this day, we're going to look and identify the different socioeconomic, biological, and behavioral factors that influence our health. And then, at the end of the session, you should be able to explain the difference and the importance of the social determinants of health. So, last time, you were asked to watch the video of Kwento ni Rosario. Ayan. Sino ang nakaalala ng kwento ni Rosario? So if you haven't watched that video yet, you may take time to watch it. It's only about 7 minutes video, no? And review that one before proceeding. So just a simple recap on the story of Rosario, ang kwento ni Rosario. So Rosario is one of the daughters of a young couple, no, that came from the province, and they moved to the city life, no, in Manila, and they live in Malabon, and that area was a little unsanitary, no? There was poor sanitation. It was a congested area, and the parents of Rosario, no, they were earning just a little over 50 pesos per day. And apat sila magkakapatid, no? At because the mother was told to be sick, meron siyang heart condition, no? At hindi niya masyadong naintindihan ang tungkol sa good health practices, no? Yung mga anak nila ay malnourished. Hindi napapakain ng tama dahil hindi rin sila makapagbigay ng gatas. So one day, nagkaroon ng sakit si Rosario. And she was brought to the health center. Binigyan siya ng gamot, pero mahal yung gamot, hindi nila kaya. Lumala si Rosario, dinala sa ospital. At dahil hindi rin nila kaya ang bayad sa private hospital, they went home against medical advice, and Rosario got dehydrated dahil sa pagtatae. Hindi siya nabigyan ng paunang lunas, and Rosario eventually died. So yun yung summary ng kwento ni Rosario. But the question is, what was the cause of Rosario's condition? Bakit siya namatay? Why did she die? What are the determinants of health that led to Rosario's condition? So if you look at it, pwede mong sabihin na, well, clinically speaking, she died of dehydration. But why? What were the factors that led to Rosario's death? Bakit siya nagka-dehydration in the first place? Hindi ba siya nabigyan ng paunang lunas? Bakit siya nabigyan ng paunang lunas? Dahil ba hindi alam ng mga magulang niya? Wala ba silang pambili ng gamot? Bakit wala silang pambili ng gamot? Hindi ba libre ang mga gamot? Hindi ba available sa health center? Dahil walang trabaho yung nanay at tatay niya. Bakit wala silang trabaho? Hindi ba nabibigyan ng magandang trabaho ang mga hindi nakapagtapos ng high school? Bakit hindi sila nakapagtapos ng high school? So those are the things that we have to ask when we are looking at the social determinants of health that affects our health. So Kung ganun pala yung health natin, let us review again, no? What are the things, no, that affect our health? Well, we look at the healthcare system. Sabi nga natin, yung kay Rosario, wala ba yung health center? Walang gamit yung health center. Mahal yung hospital. No? Bakit yung nanay hindi nabigyan ng magandang pag-aaruga? Si Rosario. Dahil ba uninformed siya? Dahil ba meron siya mga poor health practices? Bakit hindi siya informed? No? Hindi ba siya naturuan? Or dahil may epekto ba yung kanyang pinag-aralan? O dahil sa mga naririnig niya at mga nasasabi sa kanya? Kulang ba ng health promotion, health education? Tapos, we look at the physical environment. Saan sila nakatira? For sanitation, wala bang potable drinking water sa area nila? Bakit marumi yung tubig na kanilang iniinom? Do they practice open defecation because they live in a congested living area? So, yun yung mga bagay na titignan natin. Pagkatapos, bakit hindi nila afford yung basic, even the basic primary health care? Primary care. Dahil ba unemployed sila? Wala silang pera? Dahil ba wala silang pinag-aralan or hindi sila graduate ng high school kaya hindi sila makapaghanap ng magandang trabaho? Dahil ba mahirap sila dahil kaya sila mas madaling magkasakit? Mas mataas ang kanilang mortality? Those are the factors that we look when we talk about health. Just like in the case of Rosario. So Rosario's case is a very good example of learning about the social determinants of health. Now, if we review the definition of health as defined by the World Health Organization, sabi niya, it is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng aspeto, hindi lang physical, pati yung mental and the social well-being. Okay? Pagkatapos, sabi din, health is an individual right and a social justice issue. So, ibig sabihin, pagka nagkasakit yung tao, tingnan natin, bakit siya nagkasakit? Hindi lang yun dahil sa isang causative organism, kundi merong mga social factors that may affect one person. Isipin niyo kung si Rosario ba ay ipinanganak sa isang mayamang pamilya, mamamatay kaya siya dahil lang sa simpleng dehydration? So that becomes now a social justice issue. Dahil ba sa accessibility ng healthcare, ng gamot, yung affordability, is that an issue? Then that is a justice issue. And health is also a public good. So we must look into that. Ibig sabihin ba, health is available for all, sana. Diba? Pero dapat accessible din siya and affordable for all because it is a public good. And it is everybody's responsibility. At sabi nga natin, talking about responsibility, the government has the responsibility for the health of their people, which can be fulfilled only by the provision of adequate health and social measures. So titignan natin ngayon, is there adequate health and social measures that will support the conditions wherein a person or the citizens in a certain society will have the option or will have the choices to live a healthy life. Okay? So, may quiz tayo. Okay? In your paper, number 1. Okay? According to WHO, what is the definition of health? Sulat niyo ha. Number 1. According to WHO, what is the definition of health? So at the end of our lecture, you will submit this quiz so that we will have also a basis for your assessment on your grade. Let's proceed. Now, we have defined what is health. Now, let us look at the factors determining health. Usually, ang alam natin sa health, it's about the clinical aspect of a person's health status, no? Or the physical status. Now, that is part of clinical care. And clinical care is less important than many people think. Now, let me explain that. Ano? Hindi naman sa hindi importante. Pero yung percentages niya in relation to the factors determining the health status of a person, no, may be less important than what many of us think. Whereas the socio-economic factors and the physical environment where we live are very influential on our health and well-being. Okay? So isipin na lang ninyo, pare-pareho kayong malusog, no? Healthy kayong lahat. Pero pagka lahat kayo nilagay ko sa isang very unsanitary environment, no? Mabaho, no, ang lugar. Malamang sa malamang, kahit na healthy pa ang katawan ninyo, at some point, you will get sick and you might have respiratory problems because the physical environment and other socioeconomic factors are very influential on our health and well-being. Now, we also consider, no, that genetic characteristics are significant. No? Merong mas predisposed sa magkaroon ng diabetes or hypertension. No? So, the genetics may play a part, but again, these are less significant than what many people think. Kasi kung titignan mo, no, yung isang pareho, sabihin mo, parehong mga Pilipino, kambal. Yung isa, dalhin mo sa isang very depressed, no, and undeveloped community. Pagkatapos yung isa, dalhin mo sa isang first world area. O sabihin mo, dalhin mo sa Amerika at tumira siya doon sa isang well-to-do community. At the end of the day, kung titignan mo, yung nakatira doon sa depressed area, malamang masakitin siya, no? Tapos baka malnourished pa siya dahil wala sila makain doon. Yung dinala mo doon sa isang well-developed area may be very healthy, na malusog, mataba, matangkad. No? They may have the same genes, but because of the environmental factors, the physical environment, they may have a different expression of their genes. Okay? So whether people are healthy or not is determined by their circumstances and their environment. And that is the socio-economic and environmental conditions which affect the health of the population. Dahil maraming taong nakatira dyan sa lugar na yan, malamang sa malamang, the conditions in that area, in that place, will affect the entire population. So there's a study to support this concept. Ano? And this study by McGinnis in 2002, again supported by the Canadian Institute of Advanced Research in 2012, shows that if you put in a pie the social conditions that affect health, no, ang pinaka-bulk is usually coming from the social circumstances, from the socio-economic factors, followed by the behavioral patterns, and then the healthcare of the person. So ganun din dito. Ang pinakababa dito, no, ay yung genetics, kasi pag sinama mo yung socio-economic at environmental factors, that is almost 60% already versus the genetics. So with that concept, what are the social determinants of health? So the social determinants of health na tinitignan natin are the conditions in which people are born, where people grow, where people live, work, and their age. So these circumstances are shaped by, again, no, tatlong bagay: by the available resources, that includes financial, money, the power play in that society, no, and the other resources in that community. And this goes at different level, at the local level, at the national level, and the global level. So these social determinants of health are mostly responsible for what we refer to as health inequities, because the unfair and avoidable differences in health status ay usually makikita natin doon sa social factors natin. So titignan natin halimbawa, if a certain country, halimbawa Pilipinas, it's in Asia, but we look at Japan, no? Those are two different countries and they have two different social factors. Yung kanilang, sabi natin, the type of their money, yung economy nila, kung gaano kalakas, the powers that be, the government, the resources natin. Pagkatapos yung, aside from the economic factors, the social conditions, the way how we grow, the way how we live, yung stresses ng trabaho natin, ng buhay natin, yung type of work natin. So makikita mo sa age as part of a determinant of health. What is the life expectancy of people living here in the Philippines? On average, it's just around 70 years old. But you look at Japan, umaabot sila hanggang 90 years old. Now, why is there a difference in the life expectancy? Because the social determinants play a significant role. Yun yung mga joke natin, pero actually, it is true, no? Mas mapapaaga kang mamamatay kapag stressful yung conditions, no? But that is actually true. Okay? The social determinants of health are multi-layered and range from societal to individual factors. And this affects our health. Ngayon, if we look at the impact of the social determinants of health, so kung titignan natin, healthcare, again, sabi natin kanina, yung impact niya is around 20% sa status ng individuals. Okay? Tapos, yung health behaviors naman ng tao, if you're a smoker, kung nag-exercise ka, nagpupunta ka ba sa gym? Sino pupunta sa gym? Or every morning, they take 30 minutes to jog or run or brisk walk. No? If you are not an alcoholic drinker, including yung other activities mo, including yung sexual activities mo. This is 30% of the impact of the social determinants of health. While the physical environment, halimbawa yung mga buildings natin, yung mga sidewalk natin, no? Tingnan ninyo dyan, yung mga sidewalk ba natin, walkable ba yan? Is it encouraging us to take a walk? Yung mga buildings ba natin, may mga magaganda ba siyang stairs or gusto natin laging nag-elevator? So the physical environment, no, affects our health, and that is 10% already. But if you add that to the socioeconomic factors, which is 40%, yung educational status, yung job status mo, the family support or the social support, even your income. Siyempre, pagka medyo malaki yung income mo, you're able to live a more comfortable life and you're able to afford most of the health resources. No? At kung safe yung iyong community, halimbawa, safe na mag-drive doon, no? Less yung hazard, less yung danger sa accidents or sa mga man-made disasters. Okay? That plays a role in our health. If you add that up together, sabi niya, only 20% of a person's health and well-being is related to the access to care and the quality of services. Pagpunta sa hospital, sa clinic, ganun. But the physical environment, sabi natin, the social determinants and the behavioral factors is 80% of the health outcomes. Diba? So ito yung sinasabi natin. Tignan ninyo sa community ninyo, sa village ninyo, sa subdivision ninyo. Meron bang park? Meron bang sidewalk where you can take a walk para encourage ang paglalakad? Meron bang bicycle lane? No? Para healthy tayo na nagbabike. Encourage natin yung physical activity. Okay? Kung walang mga ganong supporting environment, syempre we will expect na yung mga tao medyo tamad, mag-elevator, mag-escalator, sasakay na lang. Pagkatapos hindi pa available yung mga healthy food sa sari-sari store, ang available ay soft drinks at chichirya, yun talagang kakainin nila. Diba? So, only 20% of a person's wealth is related to access to healthcare, while 80% of our health is related to the physical environment, the social determinants, and the behavioral factors, our attitude. Okay. So, next. Question. Number 2. Sa inyong quiz. Sabi niya, how many percent is related to individual clinical patient care? Okay. Ilang percent? And in our health, how many percent naman is tied up to the health of a person related to public health or yung mga social and environmental factors natin. Okay? That's number 3. Done? Next. Now let us look at the other impact of the social determinants of health. So sabi natin, no, mga factors na nasa society natin will affect us regardless of our age, race, or ethnicity. So yung mga indicators of health natin like mortality rate, yung life expectancy, yung ating healthcare expenditures, even our health status and our functional limitations are influenced by our economic stability. So halimbawa, yung employment. Nakita natin sa kwento ni Rosario na dahil walang trabaho yung mga magulang niya, ano lang, contractual lang sila, it plays a factor in their access and expenses if they can afford to get healthcare services. Titignan din natin yung neighborhood and physical environment. Again, looking at the kwento of Rosario, yung kanilang housing, saan ba sila nakatira? No? Yung kanilang safety ng kanilang environment, nakatira sila malapit sa estero ng kanal. Meron bang playground? Meron bang walkability that encourages physical activity or good health practices? Sorry. And then let us look at the education. Yung literacy. Pag sinabi natin literacy, hindi lang yan sa kung ano yung natapos nila, kundi yung kanilang health literacy. Naiintindihan ba nila pag sinabi mong ang gatas ng nanay ay mas maganda kaysa sa formula milk? Or naiintindihan ba nila na mas nakakatulong yung pag-inom ng kalamansi at natural na mga prutas kaysa sa yung mga tinitimplang powder juice? How about the language? Yun bang instruction pagka nagreseta kayo sa mga pasyente niyo na drink 3 times a day? Naintindihan ba nila yun? O kailangan sabihin na 3 beses isang araw? Yung English instructions ba ay naintindihan? So, education plays a role in our health. Food. Hunger. Yung mga batang nagugutom. Food security. Available ba yung mga pagkain natin? Access to healthy options. Sabi nga natin kanina. Gusto mong kumain ng healthy, gusto mo ng gulay. Pero kung bibili ka ng gulay, babiyahe ka pa ng 1-2 oras papunta sa palengke. Ang pinakamalapit dyan, 5 5 minutes walk diyan sa tindahan sa kanto, chichirya at saka soft drinks. O, diyan ang pagkain mo. Dilata at saka processed food. Pag kumain ka naman sa restaurant, napakamahal pagka kumain ka ng mga organic at saka mga healthy foods. Mas mura pa rin ang fast food. Okay? So you do not have access to healthy options. Even if food is available, if they are not healthy, it still plays a factor in your health. What else? The community and the social context. Okay. Kasama dito yung ating community engagement. Ang organisasyon ba natin, halimbawa sa Sangguniang Kabataan, sa barangay natin, tayo ba ay actively involved sa mga gawain ng ating komunidad that affects our health? Halimbawa, may mga hinihingi ba tayong sports activity to promote physical activity in our community? No. Meron ba tayong mga support system sa ating mga iglesia? Meron bang mga programa na sumusuporta kung halimbawa meron tayong kasama na merong hypertension or merong diabetes? Can they get support if they get sick from the community or from the locality? Meron bang libreng gamot doon? Meron bang libreng check-up? And even discrimination, okay. Yung mga nakilala natin, oh, meron yung sakit na HIV. Are they being discriminated? And because they will be discriminated, they will not access healthcare services instead? At hayaan na lang nilang mamatay sila? These are factors that play a role in our community and social context. And of course, our healthcare system. Kasama dyan yung healthcare coverage na sinasabi natin. Sa PhilHealth, sabi natin, dapat lahat covered. Pero lahat ba ay talagang covered? Paano kung hindi ka nakalista yung pangalan mo? Provider availability. Meron kang coverage, pero pagpunta mo naman sa health center, walang doktor. Hindi available yung mga healthcare providers dahil nga, kukunti lang mga doktor natin. Provider linguistic and cultural competency. Meron tayong mga doktor, pero yung mga foreigners naman yung mga doktor natin. O di kaya, mga doktor natin na mga, ang alam ay English lang because they were born and raised in abroad. No? Hindi naman masama, but kung ang mga kausap mo ay hindi nakakaintindi ng English or hindi nakakapagsalita ng Tagalog, no? As providers, we should have the competency, cultural competency, no? If that is the area where we are serving. So these are the systems, no? These are the factors that affects our health system, and these are the social determinants of our health. Okay? So on your screen, we can see here the framework on how the social determinants of health affects us. So, titingnan nyo dito, yung overarching na color blue, those are the general socioeconomic, cultural, and environmental conditions. That has a greater role, no, doon sa ating health. At yung sa loob naman, no, yung age, sex, and constitutional factors, no, medyo mas maliit, but they play a role but to a lesser extent kumpara sa ating social determinants of health. Kasama dyan sa mga social determinants of health natin, nabanggit na natin, and they have interrelationship, yung ating food, yung ating education, working environment, living conditions natin, unemployment, availability of potable drinking water, healthcare services, walang doktor, walang nurse sa lugar na yan, and housing natin. Okay. And then the social and community networks that is available and our individual lifestyle factors, yung behaviors natin, if we smoke, if we drink, if we sleep 8 hours a day, if we are stressed in life, at other behaviors natin. These all play a role to a certain extent in our health. Okay, so this is just to emphasize, to summarize with you, no, that we need to consider that each factor plays a role. Pag titignan mo lang siya individually, halimbawa, transportation factor. Akala natin it is not part of our health. Pero kung nakatira po kayo sa isang GIDA area or geographically isolated and disadvantaged area, na kailangan ninyong tumawid ng 2 ilog at maglakad ng 100 kilometro, hindi ba makakatulong or magiging mas accessible ang health kapag ka merong available na sasakyan instead na maglakad kayo ng 100 kilometro? Kung merong bus o merong tricycle man lang na bumabiyahe dyan, hindi ba mas mapapadali ang access natin sa healthcare? Imagine your patients that they have to travel kung galing pa sila ng probinsya papunta sa Manila just to access healthcare. Eh kung wala silang sasakyan, magkakabayo lang sila. Kumpara sa kung mayroong available na bus, it will be faster. Okay. Another is yung food natin. No? Titignan ninyo dyan. Hindi ba kayo nagtataka kung bakit yung mga food na kinakain natin ay merong fortified with iron? No? Kahit na soft drinks yun siya, kahit na chichiryan, nilalagyan na rin nila. Fortified with vitamin B. Because it is real that the food that we take may not be healthy and nutritious. Kaya meron tayong malnutrition with our children. And we try to address that with food fortification. So this, in your picture, are some of the many social determinants of health that we must consider if we are looking to improve the health status of our community. Now, this is the conceptual framework so that we will better understand kung gusto pala nating i-improve ang health status ng ating community, then we must understand how the social determinants of health affect us. So, the Global Commission on Social Determinants of Health by the WHO was commissioned to provide a framework so that we can better address these factors to improve the health status of your community. Okay, so this is based on the study by Duggan and Whitehead. So anong sabi niya? Now, sabi ng Global Commission on the Social Determinants of Health, there are 2, okay, 2 ang determinants of health, and that affects health inequity among nations and among areas. So ano yung 2 yon? The structural determinants of health, dito sa baba, and the intermediary determinants of health. Okay. Now, this is not linear, okay, but this is just to give a framework of how the social determinants of health affects us. So under the structural determinants of health, we look at the socio-economic and political context. So under ng socio-economic political context that affects our health, yung governance, the type of leadership that we have affects our health because they will set up the laws, the policies, and the implementation of health policies that will affect our health. Kasama dyan yung macroeconomic policies. And kasama din dyan yung mga social policies. That includes the labor market, the housing available, and the land use. Part of the socio-economic political context is your public policies. Kasama yung education, health, and social protection. And the culture and societal value. Now, this socio-economic political context affects now our socio-economic position. Aside from that, it also affects our social class, our gender, and our ethnicity. Okay? So halimbawa, kung sa isang lugar na very patriarchal, yung mga lalaki, bibigyan ng opportunity, yung mga babae, they are not given equal opportunity to have leadership in the society or even access to healthcare. So gender now becomes a problem. Kaya meron tayong maternal and child care because it gives focus and emphasis on the unique needs of women, especially on women's health. Now, these socioeconomic factors affects the intermediary determinants of health. Ano naman ang mga ito? These are the material circumstances. This includes your living and working conditions, our work, our food, the availability of food, and other factors. Kasama din dyan sa intermediary determinants of health are our behaviors and biological factors and the psychosocial factors. Kung stressful yung lugar mo, nag-aaway kayo sa pamilya, this affects our health. And again, sabi nga natin, this intermediary determinants of health affects the equity in our health and well-being. So, ang mga bagay na ito, itong dalawang bagay na ito and the factors under them are the reasons why we see disparity among nations and among areas. Halimbawa, yung mga nasa Manila or the urban areas, bakit mas mataas yung kanilang life quality of life kumpara sa mga nasa GIDA areas? Bakit yung sa mga nasa first world country mas maganda yung kanilang life expectancy versus yung sa nasa third world country? So, ito ang sabi ng WHO na conceptual framework because of the structural determinants of health and the intermediary determinants of health. Okay. So, question ulit. Number 4 and 5 on your paper. What are the two categories of the social determinants of health? What are the two categories of the social determinants of health? Number 4 and 5. Okay. Answer. Okay, next. Now we have discussed about the different social determinants of health and the different factors involved. Now, why do we need to address the social determinants of health in our community? So for several reasons. Sabi niya, if you want to solve or prevent a problem for the long term, you have to deal with its root causes. So sa kwento ni Rosario, kung gusto nating babaan kung ang kaso ng infant mortality rate o yung mga batang namamatay dahil sa mga preventable diseases naman, then we must look at the root of the problem. Baka hindi lang yung positive organism ang cause ng dehydration niya. Baka hindi lang H. pylori or yung E. coli. Baka yung unavailability ng potable drinking water. Bakit hindi accessible yung malinis na tubig sa kanila? Dahil ba walang nawasa? Bakit walang nawasa doon? Dahil hindi makapagbayad? So we have to address the root of the problem if we want to solve problems in the long term. Another is, if you address the root causes, you're more likely to successfully address the issue for the short term as well. So hindi lang yung long term ang na-address natin, kundi yung short term din. So in the here and now, we can already reduce the number of infants dying because of dehydration. The social factors involved may have more resonance for those affected than the issue itself. Kasi nararamdaman ito ng mga tao nasa community. You are going to give them the solutions to their problems, mas na-appreciate nila yan. And it may be easier to approach an issue through its underlying social factors than to deal with it directly. Kaya hindi kayo magtataka kung bakit when we are addressing health, we do not forget to include what are the underlying factors. Again, poverty, unemployment, lack of education. So these are some of the factors that, social factors that needs to be considered. Addressing the social determinants of community issues is crucial to understanding them fully so that your strategy and tactics as healthcare workers for dealing with them corresponds to reality. Hindi pwedeng detach tayo sa mga problema ng mga pasyente natin. Hindi pwedeng sabihin na, Uminom po kasi kayo ng malinis na tubig. We cannot just say that simply because we have access to clean potable drinking water. Without regard na yung mga pasyente natin, kahit anong sabihin natin, hindi nga available yung tubig na yon sa lugar nila. So we must also consider in addressing the social determinants that affects their conditions. Because addressing the social determinants presents a tremendous opportunity for us as community physicians, as community leaders. And this will not just improve a few of our patients, but the entire population as well. Ngayon ang tanong, who should address these social determinants of health? Of course, as community physicians, we are concerned. But since these are problems of the community, we must also involve those in the community. So those affected by these issues. Okay. Look at the stakeholders involved. So the community itself, the targets of change must be there, must be involved. And again, those who can have an effect on the issues. No? The agents of change, and usually you have your leaders, community leaders here. They must be involved. And other stakeholders like staff members from organizations that work directly with the target population. Yung mga organizations that provide, institutions, organizations that provide potable drinking water sa community ni Rosario, they must be involved. Respected community leaders and the citizens themselves will be asked to change, sacrifice, or take action in order to address the issue. Again, in community medicine, we always talk about the role of power. And empowering community is always about the shift and change in the power. Okay? We are putting back the power, empowering the community, because there needs to be changes in the community to address the health issues. Okay? And anyone else who has a stake in the issue, all stakeholders involved in the health concern. The next question is, so when should you address social determinants of health? Of course, when it's clear that simply focusing on the issue isn't enough. Gamot ka lang ng gamot. Halimbawa, yung mga kapatid ni Rosario, merong tuberculosis. Gamot ka lang ng gamot ng TB. After 6 months, nagamot na sila. Pagkatapos, babalik na naman. Meron na namang TB yung kapatid niya. O di kaya, nag-MDR na naman, nag-MDR na yung pasyenteng may TB. No? Bumalik na naman yung sakit niya. Why? Because addressing their TB by providing them with medicines isn't enough already, because they always go back to their socio-economic, environmental situation wherein talagang magkaka-TB ka kung doon ka nakatira sa lugar na yon. So when you're advocating for changes in laws, policies, or funding, in this issue kay Rosario, we are advocating for changes in laws and policies. Na dapat yung mga gamot na very important sa primary care should be available, readily available. So funding should be available also in the health centers. Dapat merong mga public hospitals para hindi na pumunta sa private hospitals yung mga pasyente kung hindi nila afford. So there should be laws about that. When you're seeking fundamental change in our health system, so part of our health system strengthening, now the passing of the Universal Healthcare Law is one classic example of the fundamental change that will happen in our healthcare system in the next few years. And when you will become a full-fledged doctors, you will be the ones who will experience that. When you're seeking long-term solutions to long-term problems, matagal ito, isipin niyo. Itong kwento ni Rosario are kwento pa nung ako ay estudyante. Hanggang ngayon, kwento pa rin ni Rosario. And the same problem, the same situation is still happening. People, children, infants are still dying. So we need long-term solutions to these long-term problems. And when your focus is on community wellness and prevention, and kayo bilang mga community physicians, we understand now better that addressing an individual patient's clinical problem, yes, will help that patient. But if we limit to only our concern as doctors to the physical, clinical concern of the patient and not look at the social determinants of health, baka konti lang ang ating mabigyan ng direct care. But if we look at the community wellness and prevention, we can help more people not get better, because with community wellness and prevention, they will not get sick in the first place. So they will avoid getting sick. So now that we know that these are the things that we need to change, how can we change these determinants of health? Now we understand the framework of the social determinants of health. We can now focus on 3 overarching recommendations by the WHO that if we want to improve the health status of our community, if we want to prevent illness, if we want wellness, there are 3 overarching recommendations that we can do in our social determinants of health. So first, the World Health Organization's Commission on the Social Determinants of Health contains 3 overarching recommendations. Ito yon. First, sabi niya, improve daily living conditions. Ibig sabihin, the circumstances in which people are born, grow, live, work, and age should be improved. Kung saan tayo nakatira, kung saan kayo pinanganak. For example, if you were born in Manila, you grew there, you grew up there, you live there, you work there, then the situation of Manila, the health, at least the living condition of Manila should be improved if we expect people living there to have a better life expectancy. Pero kung hazardous naman yung lugar na yan, maraming namamatay sa vehicular accident, maraming nakasagasaan dahil unhealthy yung living condition, pangit yung ating air index quality, polluted yung air, yung tubig natin hindi accessible, laging may brownout, madumi yung tubig, kailangan pang bumili ng mineral water. If our living conditions will not improve, then we will not expect that people will also have a better life expectancy. Second, sabi ng WHO, tackle the inequitable distribution of power, money, and resources. Sinabi natin kanina, these are the 3 factors, okay? Important factors in our framework. Power, ibig sabihin yan, the leadership, the decision making. This should be distributed. So, empowering the community is a power play. That is distributing the power back to the people to take care of themselves also. The distribution of money, the resources, the finances. Hindi lang dapat nakakonsentrate dun sa mga well-to-do communities or well-to-do areas. Hindi lang sa mga first world countries. At different levels, globally, nationally, and locally. Okay? And the resources, kasama dyan yung food natin. Maraming nagugutom sa Africa. Pero, sa ibang mga lugar, halimbawa, kahit sa Manila, sabihin mo na lang, maraming eat all you can. Maraming sobrang pagkain. Pag pumunta kayo sa Vikings, pag pumunta kayo sa mall, eat all you can buffet. But on the other side of the city, maraming nagugutom, maraming malnourished. Because there is inequitable distribution of the resources. If we will not address that, then we will not be able to address the social determinants of health. Number 3, measure and understand the problem and assess the impact of our actions. It is important that we expand the knowledge base and develop a workforce that includes you doctors and other healthcare workers that is trained in the social determinants of health. Ang pagdodoktora hindi lang clinical medicine. Community medicine, sa course na ito, tinuturo sa inyo itong social determinants of health because there should be people who are trained in addressing these social determinants of health. Otherwise, we will never improve our health status. Isipin na lang ninyo kung nag-pandemic at walang mga doktor na katulad nila Dr. Hepten, nila Dr. Troy, nila Dr. Wendell. Walang mga doktor na tutulong sa atin how can we address this public health emergency called COVID-19 pandemic. There should be enough knowledge base and a developed workforce that is trained in the social determinants of health. And we must raise public awareness about the social determinants of health. Kaya pag sinabi natin, let us support the exclusive breastfeeding sa ating mga health centers, sa ating mga hospitals, even in our institutions. That is because we must raise public health awareness para yung ating social determinants of health, health literacy kasama dyan, access to healthcare. We are, kahit pa paano, we are slowly and little by little, we are contributing in improving the health status of our community. So the measures, we must be able to measure and understand the problem and assess the impact of our action when we are addressing the social determinants of it. So those 3 overarching recommendations as suggested, as recommended by the WHO, will help improve our health outcomes by addressing the social determinants of health. Okay. Now, these are just some of the very wide topic on the social determinants of health. And remember that itong mga topic na ito, itong issues na ito sa social determinants of health, these were introduced in 2008 and 2022 na ngayon. Now, more than almost 20 years na ang nakalipas. Ano? How have we improved our health outcomes in the community? Yung kwento na Rosario na sinimulan natin kanina, nag-improve na ba? If we look at the story of Rosario, are there many more Rosario na mamamatay pa rin because of the social conditions that were not addressed? In the next few years, mababawasan na ba ang mga tulad ni Rosario na mamamatay dahil they did not have access to good health care? Or marami pa rin Rosario ang mamamatay because they were born of a poor family, because of their social conditions? Now, if we look at these recommendations, it is supposed to improve our health outcomes by addressing the social determinants of health. Over the years, there have been several recommendations already so that we can improve our social health status ng ating community. And one of that is the Rio Political Declaration on the Social Determinants of Health. So I would like for us, the remainder of our time together is for you to research the internet, look up what is this Rio Political Declaration on Social Determinants of Health. And your assignment, no, part of your quiz, from number 6 to number 10, okay? Identify the 5 themes in the declaration, in the Rio Political Declaration on the Social Determinants of Health. This was in 2011. What are the 5 themes of the declaration to address the health inequities? Sabi natin, social determinants of health is one of the reasons kung bakit there are health inequities among countries. Bakit sa Pilipinas mas mahirap kumpara sa Malaysia, kumpara sa Japan? Bakit mas okay tayo kumpara sa ibang bansa? Sa Africa, kahit na sa Bangladesh. Now, the social determinants of health, we have already discussed that. But what are the 5 things as suggested by the Rio Political Declaration that we can address in the social determinants of health to improve the health inequities among countries and in different areas? So that will be part of your assignment. So I hope you were able to learn something from our brief session on the social determinants of health. You may submit your quiz after this to Dr. Wendell. This will be part of your assignment and your grade. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Keep safe. Ingat pa rin. Meron pa rin COVID. Keep safe and God bless.